Okay. Hey guys, Foxblood here. So, basically, this is going to be hard for me because basically um this is on the truth and honesty. But anyway, here I go. So, on May 18th, 2022, um basically I was kicked from a server because of my personality. And basically, this person put me through a suicide relapse. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's basically what happens to a suicide survivor if they go through the same crap that they went through to put themselves there. So, um, this is also my background of me and who I am. So, I know the person that kicked me didn't know who I was or who I am in real life. And this is what I'm saying now. Basically, those who don't know me, but those who know me very well know I'm very spontaneous, hyper, and energetic, and loving and caring. And basically, this person doesn't like the fact that I was spontaneous, hyper, energetic, sometimes a show off. But you know what that show off part me wants more? The reason why I would show off is because I want people to be impressed. I want to impress people. I want to see them to see me for who I am, which is my personality, which is spontaneous, loving, caring, and everything else. But I'm going to go back 8 years ago. 8 years ago. What happened that day was the same thing that put me through a relapse about a week ago on a Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. So here is the full story of how I was kicked by Wubcake from her server because of my personality and mistakes that were probably not true or probably never even made, except for one, which I know I did. That was my fault. Basically, was um I was kicked for having a personality of a hyper person. People that want to impress others and want to be recognized and shit. But also, what they didn't know is what happened after the fact. So, basically, I had a relapse of what happened 8 years ago. And I'm going to give you the date right now. So, on, I would say about January 8th, 2014, or whatever time I was in school, in high school, basically. I was almost graduating. This is hard for me because nobody should go through a relapse because it can kill them. It can literally kill them. And the people that cause the relapse can cause involuntary manslaughter. So basically, there's 3 people at fault here. 3 people. There is Wubcake, As you all know, she has a lot of viewers and followers and YouTube followers and subscribers and stuff. But most of them don't know fully about her. Like, we hear that she's come from a bad background. I mean, I get that. Because basically, I've been through a rough shit back in my kid age. So, basically, on January 8th, or some other time between school year 2014, 8 years ago, I had an emotional breakdown in school because of people basically rejecting me, or basically making me feel like I don't matter. What I did was, little did anybody know, I had sleeping pills in my bag. What I went over to the girls' bathroom, and I basically chugged the whole pills down, or took all the pills and chugged it down with water. And then it actually hurts me to say this, but some anonymous person, because the hospital said that they couldn't say who it was because they wanted to remain anonymous. They basically said an anonymous person found you in the girls' bathroom. You were barely breathing. We had to take all the fluids. We had to drain you with, we had they had to basically drain the medicine out. They had to get rid of the medicine out of my system. So, basically what they did was did a procedure where they used a pump to get that medicine out of me. And nobody should go through a relapse like that. Nobody should ever go through what I went through. So, back to what I was saying. And also, the reason why I was always bullied, because of my personality as well. So, and plus, when I was 9, people don't know this, but when I was 9, I was raped by a family member who everyone thought we can trust him. We can't. So now he's living in a prison for pedophiles and rapists and stuff like that. He's in there for life because he was a coach of a basketball team. Girls basketball team, no less. Also, I've been through a lot of crap. Being taken from your mom at a young age. Around June. And then there was a lot of crap that went into my life. 3 months, 11 days old, I was wrongfully taken from my mom. I was literally taken from her because of a false accusation, a false report. So, yeah. But, back to what I'm saying. On May 18th of this year, I went through a relapse because Wubcake basically kicked me from her server. And this is the honest truth. Because of my personality, and she doesn't feel comfortable around me. But the ironic thing is, I sent her apology video. She never once even looked at it. She never even once freaking come to me one on one and say something like, hey, like she basically kicked me out because of my personality. But then she sends this other guy, who's on YouTube here, by the way, Charlie Odinoko. He basically says to me that she doesn't like me because of my personality, and basically saying it's okay for me to have a relapse and commit suicide. Do you know how heartless that sounds? Do you know how selfish that sounds? That sounds so soulless and heartless. I bet nobody would care for you if you committed suicide. Because there's a whole lot of people that don't care for me. My fiancés, my clan, my family. But the reason why I was a show off is because I wanted to impress Wubcake. I wanted her approval on some things. I wanted to be noticed by her. I wanted to be supported by her. But basically, I get kicked because I was venting in the vent channel about about a suicide prevention stream I had that night. And basically, I was straight sniped off the air 3 times. On a charity live stream, no less. A live stream that meant for me, because I am a suicide survivor. I am a suicide survivor. Let me repeat that. A suicide survivor supporting a foundation that prevents suicide. And basically, I get kicked because I vented about that. Do you know how, why, or even how I was kicked? Because they said I was basically turning on camera when I didn't need to. But my phone tends to be an asshole with the app sometimes. Because when I try to put everything on speaker, it like muffles it. Like it muffles everybody's voice. Nobody has known what I've been through until I speak of it now. So those who don't know me very well, this is the real me. This is the real me right now. Telling you my story of how I became a suicide survivor. And how I'm doing a charity stream for suicide prevention. And for Mental Health Month. People don't know that about me. People don't know about my personality. But those who do, you know I'm a loving, caring person. And I will never hurt anybody. Never. No race, no culture, no nothing. Because I wasn't raised like that. I was raised in a peaceful environment. But sometimes that environment turned toxic. And I just felt during that time on my bed in that bedroom thing that was at the hospital, I was thinking about my friends, about my family, if they would miss me. Lo and behold, they did. Basically, I went through a relapse for a whole week until now, as I'm back onto YouTube and Twitch and streaming back on there. Basically, when my relapse started, I had work the very next day. So what Wubs did almost got me fired from my job as well. I almost got fired from my job because of a relapse that happened that should have never even happened to begin with. And then Charlie Odinoko texts me a week later saying the reasons why I was banned. Basically, I was being forced to comply with his actions to be silent about this shit. I can't post anything. I can't do nothing. You know what the funny thing is? He wants me to stay silent of a thing that really does matter, because suicide relapse is a really, really big, big, big thing. Because you can actually go through relapse after this fact that the same thing can trigger you. So what Wubs did kind of triggered that relapse to go through. The relapse of the suicide survivor that basically felt like she was worthless, unwelcomed, unloved. So that's why I even sent her an apology video, but she never commented on it, never did anything. She never even came to me one-on-one and asked me if I am okay. It was in the proof, black and white as day. It was right there, right in front of her. And she didn't even come to see if I was okay or not. She didn't even come say, hey, are you okay? I saw your video, or are you alright? She didn't even do anything. She's basically a person that all of us thought we once knew, or a person I thought I once knew. The truth still stands that I thought of her as a sister, that I would do anything for family. But I guess I don't matter because of my personality and my suicide awareness month thing. And I guess, Charlie, you think suicide isn't serious? It is. Because what you and Wubs and her girlfriend did to me basically broke me. Basically made me dead inside that I couldn't even get up to go to work the next day after you guys did that. After the very next day, I didn't go to work because I was dead inside because of the relapse. I had no motivation, no nothing. I had nothing. I felt like I was nothing. It felt like part of me was just smashed into pieces. My voice acting Hope was basically smashed into pieces. 2 days, I think it was the 16th or the 15th, she actually said to me, and I quote, "You're doing real good. I hope you can go far on your channel, on your voice acting channel. She said to me, I'm doing a good job. And that actually touched my heart. That made me stick around more to know about her voice acting careers and stuff, or voice acting tips. We both actually gave a guy tips and tricks and how-tos. Like she says, I have a natural squeaking voice that doesn't inhale every 2 seconds. So, but I guess that voice acting career went down the drain as soon as I fucking get kicked from the server. My voice acting part I'm gonna get rid of. But keep my audiobook channel. Because I need to fill out more audiobooks and stuff. And do other ones on my other channel I have, which is my Brony channel. But the funny thing is, not only I was kicked, but a couple others as well. Blue Demon, who didn't even deliberately do anything, he said that he was venting on violence in video games, or the government saying that video games can cause violence. There's always going to be cartoon violence in every single game you think or pay for. And then Chaotic Brony, or Brandon in my clan, he was basically kicked for calling Charlie a prick. A heartless, soulless, Adolf Hitler kind of style prick. Because he's saying all bronies are bad. So you're saying I am a bad person? You're saying to everybody that was in the brony community, or still is in the brony community, that are really decent people, a bad person? Shame on you. So yeah. What they did caused me a relapse. And it is the most deadliest thing you can do, because if you put somebody through a relapse, you can easily be charged with involuntary manslaughter, because they kill themselves because of the person, because of the individual that started it. So basically what Wubs and Jay and Charlie did. Not only if I didn't take my life, they would probably be in jail. They would have probably seen what had happened and deeply regret what they did. They would probably see my apology video later and then look at it and be like, why didn't I say anything? Why didn't I do anything? That's the one question for me is, why do you hate my personality? Why do you hate me? Do you just hate the fact that I was a good person to you? And the funny thing is, usually in calls, I usually turn on my camera and then turn it back off. Every once in a while, turn on my speaker. But also, I would have myself muted and push to talk. But if I do have my voice activity on, it was because during the readings and shit. It was during the readings that would happen. And whenever I turn it back on to say something, because my push to talk was not functioning right that night. What happened that night on May 18th, 11 p.m. That should never have even happened. That should never even have been done to begin with. Because it nearly killed me. Inside, out, and in real life. People who go through relapses go through a lot in their head. They remember things they shouldn't have remembered. Their PTSD will come in, and then their depression will come in at the same fucking time. So what happened that night? Shouldn't have happened. And those who know Wubcake, or know her, or follow her, let her know this. Or let them know that that night, on May 18th, 2022, they almost killed a person. They almost had somebody commit suicide because of a relapse. Nobody should go through a relapse. Nobody. Because it can kill them. Literally. And figuratively. And it broke my spirit. It broke my everything. No motivation for a whole week. And then Charlie comes in and tries to make it worse. And if Wubcake, if you ever watch this, I'm just letting you know. What you did literally put me through a relapse and almost got me fired from my job. And if I were you, or if any of you know her and stuff, some people's personalities and stuff can be their actions as well. Hyper, spontaneous, show-offish. That's who I am. It's never going to change. Because that's my personality. Loving, caring, spontaneous, hyper, energetic, and show-offish. But you almost killed a very decent human being. And I hope you deeply regret it. Because if I would have died that night, or would have killed myself, it'll probably would have been cut you in your soul so deep that it kind of will break you as well. So, like, if you or Danny or Jay or Charlie would like to know, because this is on a personal level, I thought of y'all as family. Guess I was wrong. And you almost killed a perfect, or a person that tries her best to prove herself that she's not worthless. She even did a live stream to help people like herself that are thinking that they're alone or worthless. Basically, you almost killed me. If y'all don't know me in real life, I'm going to say it now. My name is Cheyenne Marie Larson, aka Foxblood. Basically, I am a suicide survivor who went through hell and back to fight for what is right. To fight to not be silent anymore, not to be freaking silent for a reason that is so deeply, very deep into the depression and anxiety and suicide. You don't know what people go through every single day sometimes. If you just look at them closely or talk to them before you judge on the personality and the actions of the person, maybe you can get to know them better and not be so judgmental on some things. Yeah, I am a show off because I want to prove everybody I can be a good person. I want to show my skills. I want to prove to everybody I can do this as well. That's what I do for my show off things. But apparently, I don't matter to anybody. Like, this is the second channel, or second, Discord server I was banned from for being nice and spontaneous and hyper. My personality, basically. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Because it just proves how some YouTubers and Twitch streamers act toward their fans. The people that actually look up to them and follow them on every social media. Hell, I even bought a lot of Wubs' stuff. A lot of things that girl myself actually like. And I shouldn't even say it on fucking, on the thing here. But I actually enjoy her voice acting stuff. What I'm saying is, if you or anybody else know Wubs, show her this half an hour, almost over half an hour video. Because she could have killed me that night. Well, anyway, Wubs, or Jay, or Danny, Frost, or anybody, don't ever, ever, ever try to put somebody through a relapse like you did with me. Because you nearly killed me. I hope you can sleep knowing you know that now. I hope you guys have a good day. Because basically, I was kicked for my personality, and trying to help suicide prevention. And I'm raising over $50,000 to a foundation to help others that are going through the same shit like myself has went through. And it shows that I care for people that are going through a lot of crap right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go down to the description below and click on the link I'm going to let you know. So, I will hope you guys are doing better and stuff. But don't ever trust a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer fully. Because you don't know when they're going to backstab you. Or take your dreams and crush them. This is just a warning. Who don't know me better. And those who don't know me and judge me for who I am and think, oh, because she does this and this, she's probably a hateful, spiteful human being. No. You're actually seeing the person I am right now. A suicide survivor and a person at heart that wants to take care of people. That wants to help everybody. And what I mean by everybody, and I mean every single culture, those who feel alone, and people with mental disabilities. For Mental Disability Month. I hope you guys sort of enjoyed this, but I'm done. I hope you have a good day. See ya.